Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. Silver is over $25 an ounce. Again, outperforming gold over 2 to 1. Let's explore. As of the recording of this video on Veterans Day, which thank you for your service for all those who have served, silver is once again reaching above $25 an ounce. Gold is up as well, but silver is far outperforming gold as of right now. Now, all of that could change in a moment. In fact, I recorded a video recently that was literally out of date within hours. So who knows where the markets are going to go, but so far they are trending upwards. Now, psychology tells us that when we see 2 days of sustained growth, well, we will start to see articles and news reports and analysts make predictions that prices are going to go much higher. And we'll talk about that perhaps in another video, but we're talking about the here and the now. We're going to analyze silver's price movement compared to gold's in this video, because I think it's quite fascinating to see how silver, the duality metal, is really treated in the marketplace. You know, I believe investors and traders out there do see silver as being undervalued. Why do they see it as undervalued? Well, because for multiple reasons, really. Many people feel there is price suppression for silver, especially over gold, although there are a number that believe that gold is suppressed as well. And so when you see it break out like this, well, it excites the community and the marketplace in general. And so people pile on in times like this. There's a lot of psychology behind it, but that psychology is driving people to put their money into silver and to be bullish on silver based off of its hedge attributes. It's really acting like gold in this case, although in a more wild, gesticulating manner. You know, it's climbing up dramatically. As I record this video, it's literally up almost 2%, up about almost 50 cents from where it last traded. Gold is up about 0.6%. And so when you look at that difference, it is clear to see that silver is a more volatile metal to the upside. Now, we've seen it move in the exact opposite direction as well. Why does gold fall faster than silver? Why does silver fall dramatically faster than gold on downturns? It does seem strange that does occur, because silver is riding the coattails of gold on the way out and essentially letting loose of those coattails on the way down. And but that's kind of been the nature of silver for quite a long time. I believe a lot of that has to do with how silver is seen by the marketplace, and that shape-shifting, as it were, or as it is, in terms of how silver is viewed. Well, when the price goes up for gold, people, perhaps in the marketplace, their line of thinking is well, gold is going up, and gold is a hedge against economic instability and inflation, especially right now. It is acting as a direct result to inflation. That is its biggest concerns, and they are drowning out the dollar index to some degree. The dollar index does drive the price. That's the primary driver of price, the bond yields, and of course sentiment and geopolitics. There's a lot of different factors that can come into play, but silver is a metal that typically is seen as that hedge against economic instability during times of upwards price momentum. How is it seen on the way down? Well, perhaps more as a commodity. And really, when we see it as a commodity, silver's price going to the downside, it makes you think that, well, perhaps it's a demand issue. People aren't wanting it, and it's unloved. And that could be the case, too, for gold on the way down, too. But it really affects silver. When things go well, gold and silver tend to go down. And that means that they provide buying opportunities for those, especially in the physical, but even in the electronic form, because there's bargains to be had. The best time to buy is when a metal or a commodity or a stock is unloved. But the problem with some stocks and some electronic assets is that they can become so unloved that they just drop off the trading platform, or they go down so low that it's not worth even holding at all. Now, those are rare cases, really, in all aspects for all stocks. But the possibility and the chances of that happening are very real, and that's something to take into account and to consider. With gold and silver, well, they will never disappear in the physical form, and they've always been traded, whether as money or as commodities, or as, in this case, exchange-traded funds. There's a lot of different things going for gold and silver that I think provide for a way for people to feel confident in holding these metals in one way or the other. And by the way, I believe the one way could be via exchange-traded funds, mining stocks, and the like, but the other is in physical form. That's right. These solid, hard assets is something that I believe people will will feel the confidence that they're holding something of value when they have a silver coin in their hand, or a silver bar, or a silver round, or even just a hunk of the metal. Silver is a metal that has stood the test of time, like gold, and it has provided quite a wide array of uses throughout history. Although right now its array of uses has increased tenfold, if not 100-fold, and that is, I think, quite exciting, but also quite makes it difficult to peg down in terms of its price and its demand structure. Silver is a metal that tomorrow could take the other direction. We really just don't know. However, I do believe that when we see 2 or 3 days of sustained growth, some of the pullbacks, which could be natural because of a bull market, as it were, means that we can see the prices normalize a bit as the market becomes used to the catalysts that bring silver up to that level. There's so many different things that could come into play, so many different predictions. I've made predictions, and I will continue to make predictions, but I don't take them seriously because one really never knows. We think we have a pulse on the markets. We think we understand all the different dynamics that come into play. In reality, it is complex. There's a lot of different things that can drive the price of gold and silver. In fact, one word can literally drive the price up and down. I've talked about in a video from several years ago when our present Secretary of the Treasury was the Fed chairwoman. But nonetheless, silver is a metal that will continue to shine in one way or the other, really no matter what the price of it is. And silver is a commodity. It is a monetary metal. And it is an enigma to many people. It has frustrated people for so long because of its lackluster price performance, especially compared to gold. Now, with gold being underperforming silver, less than half, the gold to silver ratio as it stands now is dropped almost a full point. In fact, as of right now, it just refreshed on my screen. The gold to silver ratio is now 73.95 to 1. Literally, a day ago, it was 75 to 1. That's how much we are seeing it start to narrow a bit. And this is all due to inflation fears. And real inflation fears. This is happening right now. Inflation is now getting to the point now that it has got the attention of the precious metal markets. And we know that timing this stuff is very difficult. We've seen time and time again where inflation is hit throughout history, and gold and silver are slow to respond. But I believe they're responding right now, but they may be responding in an overdramatic fashion. So therefore, as we see these prices go up, and silver solidly even in the bid price over $25 an ounce now, do not be surprised. And I want you to hear these words closely for those of you who think that I'm being overly bullish on silver, because I've been in these markets long enough to know that a big price movement 1 or 2 days does not necessarily equate to silver skyrocketing. It could skyrocket. Maybe I'll talk about that in a future video. All of the signs are there for it. But nonetheless, we have seen a bull market here, a strong movement to the upside, and anything over 1%, I believe, is a pretty strong increase in price for silver. And now we're at well over 2%. In the time it took me to record this video, silver has jumped from just under 2% to almost 2.2% increase. We're in the midst of it right now as I record this video. And but nonetheless, so these dramatic increases, well, that's just it. We're in a drama zone for silver. You've heard of wanting to live in a drama-free zone. That is not what's happening now with silver. But sooner or later, something is going to come up, and the markets will correct and normalize. It's that correction that we need to really be on the lookout for. What does that correction mean? Does that mean that silver will normalize to $24.80? Maybe, which means it is still up from where it was just a week or so ago or 2 weeks ago. I think that's a good sign, that we could see a normalization, which means that it will be to the upside when you average it out. And it still does not mean that silver is not on a continued increase to do what we feel its main purpose is, or main purpose should be, as a wealth preservation tool. We'll find out in due course. But as for now, we are in an exciting bull run, and we'll see how it plays out. So there you go. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Exciting times indeed. I want to extend a multitude of gratitude to all of those who have served this country in times of war and in peace. And I want to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch this video, and to encourage you to please rate, share this video, comment, and subscribe.